and the house was in the 50s. So we have been here before, but it was not me, one of my guys, so they told me how to get back here. So I want to hear and see what we can find out about the furnace. Okay, so looks like somebody stuck a big floor jack or brace right in front of the door, but this would just mean there's no way to take the heat exchanger out if it ever had to come out. Let's hope that never happens. This looks like one of our jobs, but I'm just not sure. That is our brand of tape and our brand of furnace. I don't think we have these exactly like that, unless that's gas tight. Well, that's old gas tight. Might have been here. So let's see if we have a three flash. So let's open it up and look. All right, 3 flashes. Says, where's the flashes? Pressure switch stuck open or closed. Okay. So that's a simple enough situation that can run you in circles, because chances are you get it unstuck and it goes back to working, and who knows what happens in some other case. So anytime we have that, we always inspect this the flue very closely. That is one of the newer, that's one of the good boards, Emerson board. It doesn't have a bad reputation for failure. So let's just see if the simple reset causes anything. Now we see why. She is warm. All right. And yeah, I can see this is one of our jobs, because I have a guy that likes to do that, which is perfectly fine until it needs to be a strain relief. As long as nothing happens or hits it, or some of these guys doing this kind of work or something doesn't cause a problem, then you're fine. But because it's certainly not going to rub through to any metal done like that. But there is no strain relief property factor to that whatsoever. So anyway, we need an induced draft motor. That is the issue here, unless, it's rare on these, but on some of the other brands and stuff, I've seen them where they come out of the top and they have one elbow and they go straight outside, and we've pulled a squirrel's tail out. I mean, we've pulled stuff out of these before. But we need one, because it ain't budging. So let's get it off of here and see what we can do to get this fixed. All right, so I got it off, and I don't see anything in it, but it is incredibly stiff. I am able to get it to turn. But it is just flat out stiff. I don't think anything's in it. So I've already ordered one. We keep these in stock, but of course I'll order the the replacement for our warranty, and it'll replace our stock. So we're going to go ahead and put one in it. All right, so I pried this thing apart, and I'm looking at it, and it's really stiff, and I'm not seeing anything. And then I see that. Not sure what that is, if it is a worm. or a piece of wire. And I'm not sure how it got down inside this. And it looks a little gross. I ain't so sure I want to grab that. But we may be able to leave these. Oh, yuck. So I don't know what that is. Like a piece of some kind of I don't know if there's a seal that's, yeah, it's like some butyl rubber or something. So I don't know if there's something that's made from that's in here, or if it's foreign, or what it is. I've tried before, you really can't get these apart. But whatever that is, I mean, just getting that little bit of it out has freed this thing up. So if I could get that out, let's see if we can. I just don't know what that is. There comes some more of it. Cut this light off. So that's some kind of little, I don't know if it's part of this seal. I don't think so, because none of it seems to be missing. But we are free flowing now. So a lot of guys would have just taken off, I guess, like I was tempted to do. And even though I don't feel real good about this, because it's definitely put the motor in some strain, because I don't have this on my truck. Sure if I see some more down there. But nonetheless, I can leave them with heat. So, no idea where all that came from. But you can see how it twisted itself up. I thought it was a worm or something at first. I didn't want to touch it. I saw it and said, yuck. All right, let's put this back together and fire up their heat, for one thing. And I'll probably go ahead and replace this thing, because it's still warm. Let's put it back together. All right. So, when I was taking this thing out, I did cut the black wire, because it is a lot easier to just cut that and put a wire nut back on it with the new one, and then to fish it all back out of the harness and all that. So I'm digging in my pocket because I'm pretty sure I have one of those. Usually got a couple of blue ones and maybe an orange one in my pocket. That's about it. Took the 3 orange ones. I did screw the ground back behind it. Took the 3 orange ones off of the incoming voltage. Oh, that's that EAC thing. It's this. Goes through the, I guess through a limit or something right there. So, anyway, while we're putting this back together, I recently took a poll, and I think 600 or 700 of you got on there and voted. So first of all, if any of you are watching that voted on the poll, thank you very much for doing that. And that poll was about live shows. Now, the only live shows I personally did, and some of you guys probably remember, was I used to do a good bit of giveaways. Sorry about my hand there. I used to do a good bit of giveaways. And that's the only live show that I've really, you know, put on myself. And it was mainly just for the giveaways, for the appreciation of the subscribers and the viewers. And for the guys in the field, you know, I had the registration process because you had to prove that you're in the field. Now, I'm gonna pretty soon do some more of those, but it's gonna be different. And you're not gonna have to register to be, that way everybody can try to win, but you're not gonna have to register to be in it. What you're gonna have to do is just prove that you're in the HVAC field to claim your prize. Boy, there was a wire nut there on the ground, but it's dirty. So you're gonna have to prove that you are at least working for an HVAC company in order to claim your prize. Now, back to the survey, the poll, whatever you want to call it. It's called a poll on YouTube. So the reason I did the poll is, you know, I was just curious because I've seen live shows do really well and I've seen them not do very well. For example, you know, everybody sees Zach's channel, and some of his live shows do well and some of them do not. And he usually just switches gears and goes to something else and ends up doing something better whenever something doesn't do well. He's pretty good on YouTube, so one of the old veterans we can all learn from. And sometimes we're learning from people's mistakes and sometimes we're learning from people's success. And I don't think Zach has any problem with me mentioning that I've watched both from him. But anyway, you know, I've seen those. And most of you know Chris, which he is, let's see, he is HVACR Videos. That's his channel, HVACR Videos. So he is actually does a lot of refrigeration, but he is an HVACR, which is heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration, and videos, and that's the name of his channel. Now, he does live shows, and they're very popular, and I think largely because he's willing to share his knowledge from the field. So he's doing question and answer things, you know, that type thing. But, and I think that's probably a large reason that for his success. Let's see if this thing runs while I'm talking here. So anyway, another live show that some of you may have been familiar with was the HVAC overtime show. And I did sponsor that one for its first, I don't know, 12, 14, 15 weeks maybe. Comes on Friday nights. They have since gone out on their own, and they're going to continue that. And I was just wondering if I could ask some of my subscribers and viewers to just give it a try. They've created their own channel now. They have split off from Zach, who I think they kind of learned the ropes with Zach. Yep, the motor's running. So let's put this thing back together and they'll have heat. Anyway, so I think they kind of learned the ropes on Zach's channel with him, and they were also originally on John Israel's channel, and they had some level of success there. Basically, 3 or 4 good guys. They kind of change personnel. They got a new guy now, Bill. He's Curious HVAC guy, Bill. Seems to be a pretty good tech. You know, he's a ZZ Top Cousin It looking guy, but seems to be a good guy. So that's one of their newest members. Or actually, that is their newest member. But anyway, I just thought I'd see if maybe some of you guys might be willing to just give them a shot, give them some views. You know, their first live show on their own channel. I started to say their old channel, but their first live show coming up on their own channel is this Friday night. It's either 8 or 9 p.m. I think it's 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. The HVAC Overtime channel is going to produce their first live show. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do. Some people found, you know, a certain part of these shows fun. Some people found a certain part of them boring. So I think they're going to try to mix it up and do a little bit of everything. I think they're going to try and do some of the, you know, just the talking thing where they share some of their experiences from the field. I think they may do some clips from some field videos. That was an idea one of them had, and I was certainly a fan of that idea. Now, this is not my show, so I'm just throwing them a plug here while I'm out here working. So, just thought I'd ask some of you guys. Maybe I'll throw their logo up here. Once again, that is HVAC Overtime. Now, I don't normally do a lot of promotion and plugs on these videos. These are field videos of what we find in the field. This is the interesting part here. The worm made out of some type of sealant, butyl rubber, whatever it is. I really appreciate you watching. I appreciate all of you that subscribed to our videos and our channel. And let's give those guys a chance. Adam, Joe, Justin, and their new guy, Bill. Some of us call him Cousin It, but we don't say that in front of him. So that's Friday night on the HVAC Overtime channel. They should be live, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. You'll just have to take a look. I'm sure they'll put a reminder up. These people have heat now, and I think this motor is probably all right, but it did heat up. So I'm going to go ahead and call this serial number in and get one on the shelf under warranty. And in the event this thing gives trouble, I'm going to have one with their name on it ready to go. We may make a note of it, and I need to tighten this clamp right here. We may make a note of that, and when we're out here servicing, just go ahead and change this in the spring or when